Well, it's gonna lead over. You're gonna start to see that some of this is gonna start to bleed over to other areas, and that's exactly what we're gonna start to pull in, for sure. Okay, any other comments?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
With the card thing, whatever, with the money on the card and then just use it on campus area, I think that's like a really good idea. But I think like, well, also with like the convenience store or being on campus, I think those are like really good ideas, but we have to like think more thoroughly with those ideas, like the pros and cons to that. Like what would the school have to come off of to that, and then like what would that affect on us? Like would that affect our tuition or in that sense?
Right.
And I think it's a good idea.
Well, that's what we was talking about like Friday, like
it's like
being able to know the layout, like the layout of what is our money paying for, so then you know whether.
Yeah. Well, and I think there's several things that you can do to work around that, and I think we're going to hear in a minute, we're going to back up again, and we're going to talk about pros and cons of each one of those from an institutional and from an individual standpoint. So from an individual, it would be, what if I don't have enough change around to be able to access the vending machines? What can we do? What are the suggestions? From the others, how do you go about paying for that and putting in those vending machines from an institutional standpoint into that too, without necessarily impacting you all's tuition going up higher, correct?
yes.
All right, which I do think is doable, where vending machines are coming, because they're pretty much money making for the most part. Okay, sounds good, sounds good. The other thing to add to that is what you would put into the vending machines, and how would you go about surveying what to put into those vending machines? Do you want it to be sandwiches? Do you want it to be, you know, what does that look like in a vending machine as well? And there's some places out there that have done some things like that. Tri-County did a lot of sampling with their students and what to put into their vending machines and stuff. So we have some models that we could work off of as far as access to food. Any other comments, questions? Guys, please help me give them a round of applause. Thank you. Good job. Good job. Okay, we're going on to work release and some issues surrounding work release. Who wants to talk on team number 3? Greg.
Okay. Well, first of all, there's only like a few jobs that really, need this, so it's not like a huge issue. But for it, we kind of talked about deciding, like, you have the people who need the late work release, and they go to the school and they give them their schedule each week and say, this is what my schedule is, these are the times like that I need. And so, but before that, they'll have a meeting at the beginning of the year saying, hey, if you work late and you need this, come talk to us and we can go around that. But they'll give them that, and then you would have like your key, that would scan in to like let you in after those late hours. And they were, because I had brought up a comment, well, that would work. The only thing is that other people are going to try and scan other people in that late. But they said something about cameras and stuff, so I guess I'm going to have to. But then that also goes off with oh no, I guess that would work. Because I was going to say they could tell whatever, but if that person's walking in with the person who has the free thing, that's not going to help at all. So
yeah.
They would still get in without anybody knowing.
It'll be interesting to know how many people this really affects too.
That's why I think like it wouldn't be a big deal for them to like just go along with it, because it's not that many. So it's like it might be like 10, if 10 people like on campus that this affects. So it's like why not go along with it for those 10?
Yeah.
And they need it, whatever, or like you can't stop somebody from working if they need something. So it's like if that's the only time they can work throughout the day, then that's just what time they're working. So if like they're giving you the schedule every week and you know their faces and they have the IDs and stuff, then I don't see a big problem with
Just having their
especially if it's not that many people.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Yeah, and I think that's part of the surveying what we're going to be needing, because already I can tell there's going to be a survey there, because how do we know what to really develop if it's only 10 people? Then do we need to do that, or do they just need to carry their work schedules and get permission ahead of time? They might have some shift work or something, and campus police just help them get back in, or theirs has extended time onto their card if there is a software that does that, right? Okay. Any other comments or questions from the rest of the group? No. Guys, please help me give them a round of applause. Good job. Okay, number 4, who's going to be presenting?
I will.
All right, sounds great. Extended hours.
Yes, we're pretty much cut and dry. The layout is when and where. And so we have docks in the library, the cab, and then the new common area that they're building over here.
Yeah.
And I think those should be open to 2 a.m. Simply for the space, because it's not like these areas, the cab, not the cab, but docks and the library, it's already there with students, so it's not like it's putting them out of inconvenience or whatever. So I think that's what.
So if, talking about extended hours and talking about a leveling system, if this was open till 2 o'clock in the morning, how would that impact the leveling system over here? Same thing, you would just earn the ability to stay up a little bit later, right? As far as the socializing and the doing homework, things like that, is that correct? Okay. And if you had food available, things like that was in the dorms, like the vending machines and stuff, a kitchen, then that would kind of help with those late night runs, right?
Right.
Okay, okay. I like it. I like it a lot. Any other comments from the rest of the group? What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts? All right, please help me give group number 4 a round of applause. Okay, here's what I would like for you to do. I would like for you to take a minute in your own area with your own groups. If you're group number 4, you're going to be talking about extended hours. And I want you to list out all the pros and cons of your idea. All the things how this would really impact you as an individual. We're not going to be looking at it from an institution, but I want you to just make a little chart, make a little list, pros and cons from an individual's perspective, how this would impact you and your solution from an individual's perspective. Everyone understand?
Okay.
So what are some positive things that can come about if your plan got laid out from an individual's perspective?
Just responsibility.
Write it down. Write that down.
It'll be on like a Concord.
I emailed that one back to you. I emailed it to you originally, but I emailed it back to you. I think that's all it was.
Okay. This, I can't think of any cons.
I know, honestly.
The only thing I can think of is what for some reason. Yeah, easy on security for sure.
Would you say workers?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
The money and the and how would you look at those cons and how would you plan to address that? So we're going to take all those factors into play and
Just if you're up at like your anyways, just sit there
our
and do it.
obstacles, and we're going to build what can we do to help address those obstacles. Yeah, and same thing.
If we're in meetings in this room, yeah.
And then if you build a house, then the group that maybe
They'll have time.
because I know I don't have any plans.
At least Red Bull was over.
Yeah, all you gotta do is see who's late.
I'm still looking.
That would, if, I mean, I don't know.
You guys, I want to stop for just 1 second. When you do the pros and cons, why it's so important to do that is because the very things that are going to help us go back into our plan and think of ideas is when you go to look at the individual and you see some obstacles in your cons section, we're going to try to come up with a plan of how to address that way before it's brought to our attention. Does that make sense? So really spend some time going in depth. This is where you really want to talk about the pros and the cons as far as this current plan because it's going to help us address these issues.
And we're gonna have to try for this to be only on individual. Realize that. What'd you put? Cons for an individual. People are going to go towards
I mean, like, there's that, like, you come in and do a one and
Right.
like, you can come in and say, oh, it's a little bit late, and it'll just get hot. And so, I mean, that would be a contributing factor, you know. So, like, on time is a lot different, is now.
Teachers' responsibility.
I feel like about this, like, fall asleep in mid-thought.
Also, like, here with the group.
I'm done.
Everyone has, that's where you can stand up.
Right.
Okay, guys, we're gonna have to go ahead and stop, bring your chairs back in here, and we're gonna talk about Wednesday. We're gonna take this a little bit further. If you have your sheet, remember who your groups are. Put your names on the top of the group, everybody's name at the top of the group list. Because I want you to go back into these groups, because I want you to think a little bit more on Wednesday. And come back around, we're gonna talk about appreciation.
Oh!
Come on around. MAR.
KQ, you wanna say something? That actually got it. Yeah, I think so.
I'm pretty sure I did.
People try to do that, both of them.
Well, you came in late, and they were already full.
They say Marquisha, and I'm like, that's not H.
Do we turn
I
this
understand you try to pronounce the name, keep it, there's no H, so it's
Yes.
Marquisha.
Right here? Thank you. Thank you.
I don't get that though.
Thank you. I'm missing one group. Come on up.
Gotcha. All the time, but Lisa.
Yes,
I need group 2. Come on this way.
we're coming.
And bring me your form, or your piece of paper. Thank you.
But I don't have
Here's what I would like us to do in this day out, is I would like for people, this is going to be a little bit different, instead of one word that describes. Get your attention. What I would like you to do is that if you have an appreciation to someone, I would like you to feel free to have this opportunity to give
In
it.
classroom?
In the classroom. So if someone in your circles group or some insight or anything like that that you would like to give, you can go across, there's not going to be any right or left, it's just everyone's going to have an opportunity to appreciate someone. So is there anyone that would like to go? And we'll work around, but feel free to appreciate whoever you want to appreciate.
I appreciate Libby because her glasses are really stylish. Can we use the same or?
Nothing
You
shallow
most
about
certainly
that.
can, absolutely. Yes. You get to choose right or left?
Left.
Left.
I'd appreciate Jamel coming here and